watch for everyone to let me know that we have you can see me and you can hear me. I'm live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And I'm here coming to you from pretty Park City, Utah. So you notice I don't have my normal beach background. If you've watched us on our YouTube videos for our podcast or some other things, or you know who we are, you know I usually have the beach and the strand behind me where we live. But today we're on vacation in Park City, Utah, and it's gorgeous. We're about to get a little cold today, and then maybe tomorrow night we might get some snow. I was born and raised in Southern California, so I'm pretty excited. My partner, Stephen Jack Vitala, was born and raised in Detroit, and he is obviously not excited. So thank you. All right, looks like we are great. I'm going to give it another minute here because I logged in a little bit early. So if you're a member, you want to give me a little shout out, or just anybody want to say a little hi, please do. I love that. Love knowing who's here and what's going on. And you're able to join us. Again, I'm Jill DeWit. I am one half of Land Academy and House Academy, and I have a great presentation for you today. Thank you for those of you who joined me on Monday when I tried to do this from a different location. Wi-Fi was not nearly what we have here. That home was not built in this century, and I'm sure that was a lot of the issues that we were having. So now we're in a different location, and I think today's going to go really well, and I'm excited for everything. So wonderful. Thank you, Millie. Okay, everybody's telling me looks good and sounds good. So, all right. Hello from Colorado. Goodness, Philip, I hope you guys are safe. And I happen to know Estes Park and that area, and I'm just hearing about the fires, and we're all, gosh, sending you guys some love and prayers your way. So thank you. Oh, hi, Tim. Tim and Leah here in the treehouse up in Washington. Awesome. Happy that you're here. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I have a lot to share, and I have a lot of surprises and some things that I changed a little bit from my practice session on Monday. So it's going to be even better for everyone here, whether you're a member or not a member. So here we go. Today, I'm here to talk about how to change your offer price with confidence. So this is what we do. We send out very strategic offers to sellers to buy their property, whether it's land, whether it's houses, whether it's infill lots, dream it up. We have a dollar amount on there. We put a lot of care and planning, education, comps, a lot of things that go into it to get these prices on these offers. However, we're doing thousands at a time. We will send out anywhere from 3,000 to 15,000 offers at one time, and they're all going to hit on the same day. That's funny. It's fun and funny when the mail hits, but now and then, the offer prices are off, and it may not be you. It could have been something with the data that you pulled. It could have been something about the property that you couldn't possibly account for, because we don't go line by line. That's impossible to do this. We're doing mass groups of data, getting our prices out there and sending them out. The offers come back to us from these sellers, then we look at the offers, and sometimes we need to make adjustments, and that's what this is about. And it's really hard. It's very easy to talk to a seller and offer more money. When they call you back, say you offered, $30,000 for a property, and it really commands a much higher dollar amount. It's very easy to add money. But what if you offered $30,000 for a property and now you'd only pay $10,000? It's hard to get comfortable and talk to these sellers, and that's what I'm going to share with you, because I do it every single mailer. There's without a doubt, there's always going to be one, at least one, that I have to come back and say, look, I see why you signed it so fast. We got to make some changes. So let's continue here. So before I get too far here, I want to stop and say I have a little drawing for our members that are here today. So instead of one member, now we made it 2 members. So you have 2 chances to win this. So here's what we've got. So any Land Academy or House Academy member who is watching this right now, today, at this moment, you have a chance to win 50-cent mailers for a full year, which is phenomenal. It's quite a savings when you think about how much mail you're going to send out in 1 year. It's a lot. So here's the deal. What you need to do is please ask a question or give some helpful comment to someone that seems to be new in the chat that we've got going on right here. Number 2, on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching, share this link. I think this is for Facebook people. So share this link in a group or some kind of forum area that's not a Land Academy one, so we can get the word out and help more people. Number 3, email my team at support@landacademy.com and let us know that you did the steps. And then we're going to hold a drawing now for 2 lucky members that are going to get this on next Thursday's weekly member call, which is October 29th. Good luck. Okay, so our agenda for today is this. So we're going to talk about, again, go into great detail, how to change your offer price with confidence and the 3 points that you're going to try to make when you're talking to these sellers so you get the outcome that you want. 2, I'm going to give you a case study, kind of give you some examples, show you some pictures of one that I had to just go back and do this, and it worked out perfect. Then I have some more announcements I'm going to share with after this. And then last, I'm going to open up to Q&A about everything. So, and you can bring it, save it, you could start putting questions in now or save them till that point. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to answer anything about the content today and or Land Academy mail, because I know there's a lot of people that are just finding us for the first time and they're just figuring out what we do and realizing based on the comments here too and how many people we have, like, holy cow, this works. It does. Okay, so here's a picture that I took just a couple days ago. We're in beautiful Park City, Utah. It is dreamy. I'm totally embracing this lifestyle and the culture and even the weather. Now, having said that, it hasn't snowed yet, so I'll check in with you on Sunday and let you know if I change my mind here. But we're loving it. So, for those of you who live here, you're really lucky. It is just beautiful. So I was explaining a little bit in the beginning. Here's the situation. So you mailed out thousands of uniquely priced offers like I do. You know what you're doing. You're a Land Academy, your House Academy member. You picked this criteria. You did your best. So you got your call back, or you got, better yet, a signed purchase agreement from a seller, and you're all excited. You're going on into Neighbor Scoop or Parcel Fact, and you're looking up the property and you're looking at your comps, as you should. You're doing your due diligence now, and now you're saying, okay, they signed my letter. Did I price it right? Do I even want it? What's the situation? What's the access like? And you realize, oh no, I offered too much. So that's where we are right now. This is how I'm going to help you here. So I'm going to share with you some of the reasons that I have had to change my offer price. And this is a cute little cabin too that we took a picture of the other day. I thought this was so interesting because we found out later on here in Park City, you see that beautiful cabin. It's on a great lot. Most people think I can tear it down and do something with it. Not in old Park City. You can do anything you want on the inside, but not the outside, we found out. Very interesting. Okay, so here's some of the top reasons that one might change their offer price after you get it out in the mail. You got it back, and gosh, you found out that back taxes are too high. Well, that's easy. Maybe you offered $2,000 for a property, and you find out they owe $1,200. Now I don't want to pay $2,000. Now I may want to pay $800. Number 2, the access. Maybe it doesn't exist, or it's not really great. Maybe that you can get there part of the way and it's 4-wheel drive the rest of the way. Or it's legal but no physical. No one's ever gone out and bladed a trail and made that work. 3, location issues. It's, this happened the other day on our member call. Someone was saying that they priced a bunch of property thinking it was waterfront. Well, one leaked in there, it wasn't waterfront. That can happen. Homeowners Association or Property Owners Association, HOA or POA, those sometimes sneak in. You can't account for that when you send out the offers. You find out later on. And sometimes I have changed my offer price because the HOA fees or transfer fees are so high, or they owe so much in HOA or POA fees, that changes my offer price again. It's almost like I look at those fees like I look at back taxes. It's kind of the same thing. Number 5, condition of the asset. Is it used as a junkyard? Now you dig in there, you go, wow, this is a mess. Number 6, the neighboring property, the condition of the neighboring property. Are they used as a junkyard? Is it that where I have to go through the neighboring property? That's where the access is to get to mine. And what a mess. I got to figure this out. Number 7, maybe there's title issues. Maybe there's a probate needed or some extra steps that are needed because somebody passed on, it's inherited. You're going to have to get an attorney and some legal steps involved. These are things that may not kill the deal. They may be good if they don't kill the deal, but it's going to change your offer price. Number 8, too many similar properties for sale. That happens. You get the property back, you pull it up online, you're in Zillow or something like that, you click for land, and you're looking to see what's available, and holy cow, I call it like chicken pox all over the screen. There's all these red dots for all these similar properties for sale. So you realize, I offer too much. If I'm going to compete with these guys, I got to come in at this price. And that's why I need to change it. And then number 9, you just simply offered too much and it doesn't support your sales price. Everything else could be awesome. And you just went, wow, I just came in too high. and that's okay. You can fix it. Okay, so as you're talking to these sellers, so here's what you're going to do, and as I go through the case study, I'm gonna give you the flow for me. I have phone calls, and you can kind of see how it goes. And I have recorded phone calls. Like if you're a member of Land Academy, we put those in our programs, recorded calls, so you can hear and listen to what it's like with these sellers. And we're working on a bunch of continuing education, and I'm going to be able to include phone calls and things like that. What's coming up, so you can really get into it. So what you're trying to do is get the point across, obviously, to the seller, right? You're not that kind of a guy. You're not a jerk. You didn't come in this way. This is not how you run your business. There really is a reason why you have to change your offer price. And I feel bad. Sometimes I say, shucks, I feel bad, but this doesn't work for me at this price. It works for me at this price, and here's why. So what's important is how you're going to communicate to them, what you're going to communicate, and then the when you communicate to them. So the first thing is, be prepared. Most of the time in my situations, I have a signed offer agreement. They usually nowadays, they know how to scan them in. They sign it, they scan it, they email it right to me. Awesome. So I'm not calling them until I do my homework. I've got it signed. So they've got skin in the game, right? So now the ball is totally in my court. So I looked it up. So I'm calling them back. And when I do, I want to be prepared. I'm going to give them all the reasons why. And you want to communicate to them like you would like to be spoken to. And use some of the sayings that I do. It's totally okay to say, I'm not this kind of a guy, and just say that. This is my business, and I usually do really well, and gosh, I goofed. Talk like you would talk to your brother, your mom, your dad, however it is, your grandparent, whoever it is that you're calling. Speak real clear, professional, and briefly. Give them the facts. Don't drag it out. And listen and respect their response. Some of them are going to be all excited. They couldn't wait to sign this. They think that I just had one the other day. It was like $100,000. And what happened was, and the guy signed it so fast, you could tell. He printed clearly. It was beautiful. Sometimes they scribbled. This person made sure we had his phone number, email, address, everything correct. I'm sure they were so excited, like, oh, this is it. This is what the day we've been waiting for. Now we're going to, retire on this. And there was, in the data we had downloaded, and I don't think it was us. I think it was Assessor. They added a 0 on the acreage. So it was way more acreage than we thought it was. So what we had priced it for was great, at 100 acres, not at 10 acres. So this stuff happens. So be respectful of them. So what are you going to communicate with them? You're telling them all the reasons why you're changing your offer. If you have 20, please don't list 20. If you have 20, you probably shouldn't be buying it anyway. So you said there's a couple, like the one I just example, like, as you can see, and you can see, like that example is very easy for me to point out to the seller. Hey, you notice on the purchase agreement, the acreage size was wrong. I priced it based on that. not on what it really is. You and I both know it's really only 10 acres. It's not 100 kind of thing. If it's comps, sometimes I'll even tell them, have you looked around and seen what's moving in the area? I'm happy to fill you in. I just spent 30 minutes here, 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 and here. I found the best I could find was a similar property that has a well and a drive up, paved way. And because of that, and yours doesn't have that, I can't pay this price. I can pay this price, kind of thing. So give them all the things, or maybe access. Another one I often ask too. You'd be surprised how many people have not seen the property, especially with what we do, rural vacant land. Uh, Most of the people, they haven't been out there in a while. They know it's there. They don't have a reason to go there. It's not like there's a cabin on it. Sometimes they go hunt and fish and love on it, but usually they're selling it because they stopped, going out and hunting and fishing and loving on it. So that's a very easy thing to say. Have you seen it lately? Especially if it's overgrown, or that's not a difference. But if somebody's really made a mess out there in the area, then they may not know. So you're telling them that. So, and then when to communicate. So we know how we're going to talk to them. We have an idea what we're going to say, just the facts, very respectfully. Now, when are we going to do this? Don't drag it out. You don't want to do 16 phone calls and a temperature check to see, are they really, what kind of guy is this before I drop the bomb on them, kind of thing. Your time is valuable. Their time is valuable. It's really best just to kind of rip the Band-Aid off and get it out. So I want you to do this in your very next, or might be your first phone call to the seller. Like, hi, Mr. Jones, I just got your offer in the mail. Thank you so much. I so appreciate this. Hey, you probably noticed I thought it was 100 acres. I found out it's 10. I also thought it was waterfront. Turns out it's not. So here's the situation. I still do want the property. Totally meets my criteria. I love everything about it except the price. And this is the number that works for me. So that's what you're going to do. And then allow them to kind of mull it over. Get it out there, wait. Let it sink in. They're going to, just like you would be a little heartbroken at that moment. So let it just sink in and then see what they say. And if most of the time they have an answer, they have a number in their head, they're going to want to think about it, or I'll even suggest think about it. If it's a long enough pause, I'm happy to say, tell you what, I know this is not what you were expecting to hear. You want to think about it, and I'll call you. Look, it's Friday. Let's talk. How about if I call you on Monday, or what's your schedule like next week? How about if I don't hear from you by 10 a.m. on Monday, I'll give you a call. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, I need to talk to my wife now, and gosh, we really thought we were going to do this with the money, so I need to kind of think about it. And when you talk to them this way, this is usually the response you're going to get back. They're going to be just as cool back to you and say, I get it. I did not know that was going on. And they'll say, I thought I was going to do this with it, but if you're telling me, whatever, okay, I get it. You're being honest, and as long as you are honest, they will trust you. So, and like I said, set a timeline that you're going to call them back. So here's a case study of one that I just did, like in the last couple weeks. It was 10.24 acres. Here it is. When I first pulled it up on NeighborScoop, it has legal road access. We offered $7,650.52. And the seller, what he did is he crossed off my number. He had a number in his head. I thought it was really, really nice. He crossed off his number, crossed off my number, wrote in $8,500, initialed it, signed it all, scanned it, sent it back in. So then it hits my desk. And I'm looking at this, and you know what? Hey, that's $900, less than $900. This is, within reason. I'm totally cool with it. So I'm like, all right, I'm doing my homework thinking we may have a deal right here. This is awesome. Because if I'm priced it this way, it's probably worth 20 or 30,000. I can handle that little change. I'm not going to argue about it. And that's the thing too. This is not really, we don't really negotiate. We don't negotiate. When I say not really, I mean no. They have a number, we have a number. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. So I went a little further. I looked at another layer on the map on NeighborScoop. I'm like, wow, look how pretty this is. Look at the trees. I can see some houses around there. Wow, it's 10 acres, so it's a nice size. I'm pretty sure with 10 acres, I can find a flat spot to do something with it. It's great. So then I get into Google Earth. And then the beautiful thing about NeighborScoop, if you've not seen, I've done demos on this. If you want to go back and look on YouTube or Facebook, you can see that I've done deep dives and done due diligence. And I've shown you what you can do with neighborscoop.com. So it takes you right into Google Earth Pro with a click of a button. I love it. So, and this is a beautiful thing too. I'm not spending a lot of time. I'm 3 minutes into it right now. And I got another view. I'm like, okay, it's still not bad. I got some houses around there, but the slope's getting to me a little bit. So here's what happened. As I dug a little bit deeper, I found out, and the seller confirmed, he bought it on a treasurer's deed. So first phone call back to him, I'm already thinking about changing my offer price because I found out it was a treasurer's deed. Actually, I know I'm changing my offer price. I found it was a treasurer's deed. I did a little bit of research with a company that I know can do this, and I confirmed it. It costs about $2,000 and takes 45 days for them to get title insurance on this. So I need to account for that into my offer price. So I still like the property. I love the 10 acres and I love the area. So I wasn't going to kick it to the curb because the only two things that were bothering me was a little bit of slope, and which is still not bad. Access is not horrible. You can dig in, I can see it. There's legal and physical. But this treasure deed is $2,000 and 45 days to get this done. So I already knew, calling the guy back, I was at 7,650. He was at 8,500. I'm now at 5. So I called him back. I explained the situation to him, just like this, that I discovered the treasurer's deed. I explained to him, I've done all the homework. I know how, and so my highest and best offer was now $5,000. So what was so funny was this few-minute conversation, he shared with me he's gotten other offers on his property in the mail just like mine. I'm not surprised. And one of them he said was $25,000. And it was very easy for me. It was to say, look, you and I both know that once somebody gets in and digs and looks at this, $25,000 is not going to be, the purchase price. And he said, yeah, you're right. I know that. So I said, look, here's what I'm willing to do. He's like, yeah. And I got this other guy, let him talk. He said, I got this other guy. He wants to drive out there and see it this weekend. I'm like, okay, well, here's the deal. I'll give you $5,000 right now, if you're in, and you can just call it done kind of thing, or you can, ride it out. He said, tell you what, give me 24 hours. I want to talk to my wife and I'll call you tomorrow. I said, done. He set the time limit. For me, I didn't have to do it. It was perfect. So, and I really think a lot of this is how you talk to these people. I'm sure because he's got 2 other people he's been working with, but I'm the honest, clear, concise, upfront. Hey, are you in or you out? It's this property is not going to make or break my business. I'm trying to make this real easy for you, it sounds like you see the value of that. And that's what he gathered from the conversation too. And these are short calls. So call number 2, this was like a Thursday. It was Thursday because I remember Friday morning, he called before my office was even open because he was on East Coast time. It was awesome. So he called, left a voicemail. It was like 6 a.m. my time. I called him back and he said, done, let's do it. I agreed to your $5,000. What, I said, great. All right. All I need is, let me just double check. Where do you want the notary to come? We're just doing a notary close on this one, obviously, because we're getting title insurance separately. So on call number 2, by the way, while you have everybody in agreement, get it locked in. How do you want the cashier's check made out? I'll do that. Where do you want the notary to come? And what time? Give me a window and I'll get it all set up. Give me 2 hours. And that's what happened. So then I hang up the phone with him. I get my team. They're getting the notary real quick, getting a deed prepared. I'm running to the bank. This is kind of a run to the bank situation. And we're getting it in the mail that day to the notary. So so now we're 2 phone calls in. The third phone call is my team now just calling him back saying, okay, we're all set. Here, I'm going to email you the notary's name, address, phone number. I'll make sure everybody has a copy of the deed in case somebody spills coffee on it, whatever. It's going to be in the mail. Cashier's check, you're all set. And gosh, we really appreciate doing business with you. That's it. So here's the results. We just listed it last week because we did a little more looking around in that area. It's a great area. So we listed it for $24,700. I'll let you know when it ends. Again, it's 2 acres. And this property, and so it's a great price, or 10 acres, excuse me. This area regularly commands between $2,000 and $3,000 an acre. So things are already selling around $30,000. So I'm coming in at 24/7, and I know what I've got here. So hope that helps. And I'm going to open this up here. I'm going to get through my fun specials and for everyone. And I will open it up for Q&A so you can ask anything you want about this. So specials for everyone. I mentioned at the beginning it's special for members. This is a special for everyone. And we just made it. I've got 2 coming up here. So number 1, Land Academy enrollment is open. It was open on Monday. It's still open right now through the end of the month. If you use the coupon code SPOOKY13, you get 31% off, huge. So third off the whole Land Academy enrollment. You get 1 free consulting call, and you get to pick. You want me, you want Jack, you want one of our moderators, Kevin. You get to pick. It's included. And this is new that we haven't done these in the past. You get 3 months free of neighborscoop.com, and that you'll love it. That's the program I was showing you where I do all my due diligence. Not only do I get to look at the maps like that and jump into Google Earth, I've got phone numbers. I've got so much property details. It's not even funny. It's awesome. And then in addition to that, you will be entered into a drawing to also win 50-cent mailers for a full year. And that drawing is going to be held in the first week of November for that. So if you're ready to do this, just get on over to landacademy.com, find the join me, and you can check out. Don't forget that code SPOOKY13. And if you have any questions or you want to talk to our team, feel free to call them, email them. The best is email, and they could set up a time to talk with you at support@landacademy.com. My second cool thing I got going on here is we have a special for our mail company offers to owners. It was 10% off. Now today it's 11% off through the end of the month. So you use coupon code TREAT11, TREAT 11, and you will get 11% off your order. And that's everything, the full service and or Docs Ready, which is, or even neighbor letters, bring it. Minimum 500 units. And what full service is, let me back up here. So there's a multiple products that you can get through offers to owners to get these in the mail. One of them is our full service, where if you're not a member of Land Academy or House Academy, you don't have access to RealQuest Pro or Data Tree like we do, we'll pull the data for you. So you can reach out to offers to owners. Their phone numbers are on the screen, and talk to them about where you want. You can tell them the size, all the criteria that you want. I want this county. I want, 2 to 10 acres. I want zoned rural vacant land, whatever your criteria is. We'll download it, send you the raw data. You scrub it, price it, do however you want to do it. Send that back with your letter template, and my team will mail merge it and get it in the mail for you. So you don't have to have any of the access yet. And you can start with as few as 500. I personally want you to do at least 1,500 units. That's always been our thing. At least 1,500 to get a good area if you're testing a market, if you will. But maybe you're just doing neighbor letters and you don't need that many. And a neighbor letter is something where you have a property for sale, like this property I have here. So often the neighbors around there are going to be your buyers. So I can draw a polygon on NeighborScoop, download the data, and send out neighbor letters. And I might not need to send that many, just 500 will do it. So that's the special that we have there. Now I'm going to totally open this up for questions. Yay. All right, let me scroll back. So much great feedback. Thank you so much, everyone. Hi, Chris. Thank you, everybody. All right, Maylee Duenas, if I said that right. I feel like I'm missing the 6 documents you include in your package that is sent to escrow. Will you please clarify this? I'm curious. Well, here's what I send when I open escrow. When I'm doing a transaction, I'm sending them a purchase agreement. Really, that's when I reach out to my escrow company, they get the signed purchase agreement. So it has my information on there, seller's information on there, the property information, the agreed upon price, and it's signed. And it's a 1-page document. That's all they need. Then after that, they may have some follow-up things. If you're buying in the name of an LLC or things like that, they'll ask for follow-up documents. But to open escrow, that's really all you need is a purchase agreement. I send them everything that if I have extra things I've already pulled, I'll send it to them. But they usually do all their own documents. So good question. Thank you. Thank you, Jessica. I just got to say hello. Hi, Jess. Okay. I love the little shout outs. You guys can see me and hear me okay. All right. Offers to owners just reminding about the special. Oh, thank you, Dan. Did not know that. It's snowing now in Spokane, Washington. Okay, so it is coming my way. I heard you. All right, I got it. All right. Oh, thank you, Luke. Yes, this should be part of your due diligence. Thank you, Luke. This is a very valuable advice. Usually, hopefully, you only make these mistakes once, right? But we've all done it. One time I forgot to, before I was even, learning, right? I'm learning. You don't forget to check for HOA or POA, and you find out later, like, shucks, I forgot that one. And then Luke Mitchell shared, like, hey, by the way, make sure you verify the tax situation. And I don't necessarily, I don't trust just whatever the seller tells me. I ask the seller if it's like the first phone call. I'll ask them, but I still confirm it with the county and I'll look it up myself. I'll either look it up on the county website or I'll call them so I know for sure. Also, is another good tip, Luke, thank you for sharing this. Ask all the taxes, because if you can accidentally call the county and they'll share with you only the taxes that are owed for 2020. They didn't know you meant for 17, 18, 19, and 2020. So you need to know, what are all the taxes owed? Because sometimes people have taxes for years that they haven't paid. Again, not a deal breaker. It's a perfect example of why you would change your offer price. Let's see. Hi, Tony Taft. Excellent question here. So when you're mailing a hot market and you're getting a lot of resistance to your offers, do you ever consider putting the property under a 6-month option at a price they will accept? I'm not an option person anymore. You know what, Tony? I either love it or I don't. So many times when you have an option agreement, I'm going to go through a lot of work, taking pictures, getting drone shots, marketing it, fielding phone calls and it's because it's at a price that I don't like, I don't love. And now and then you could get it, say you did this and you're 3 months in and you got a buyer and you're like, okay, now this makes sense to me. Now I got to hang up the phone, call him, make sure and fingers crossed he hasn't already sold and done something with it, because things can happen. So not a fan. Used to be we would do options agreements when you're new and you're running out of money. That would be a way, like, shucks, I spent all my acquisition funds. I had $10,000 allotted this month and I just spent it all. This is another great property. Maybe I'll do an option with me and I'll market it because I still think it's great. Now you don't have to do that anymore. This is, now we provide the funding for you. So we have it on Land Tank or House Tank, or just send it to me. You go to landinvestors.com and there's Land Academy deal funding where I am literally funding the deal for you to get it done. But I totally understand. It's just a different mindset, and I want to control the deal. So good one. Oh, hi from Ireland. You are up early or up late, depending how you look at that. Nice to see you. I'm sorry I read about the news about you're kind of have a lot of a lot of home time that you're going to be spending right now. I'm really sorry that I saw that today. All right. Oh, here's a good question. Okay. We successfully reduced our offer price. All right, you guys, you're gonna have. I always, it's is it Sheeran? You have to help me. I always say your name right. And Leonard, we successfully reduced our offer price when the deal is not possible at the original offer. Excellent. We give sincere reasons, and sometimes we get our deals at our new offer or meet the seller halfway. Great, great advice. Thank you for sharing that. We are moving that workflow chart. Hi, Tim. I'm glad to hear that. All right. All right. Jess says, do you recommend only talking by phone when renegotiating the price, or would there be a place and a time for renegotiating by email? Great question. I do both. It depends on if you have a phone number for the person and or if you're responsive, if they're responsive. I honestly, my first choice is phone because I want to lock it in right there and I want them to hear me and talk to me because I really think that makes a difference, especially as a woman. It just I don't know why. I mean, you get it. I get a lot more. I just get things done. I'm sure because I'm a woman. I'm calling back. I'm nice. I know what I'm talking about. I also tell them, hey, I'm not an agent or broker. I'm an owner here. You and I can make a decision right now, and they love that. So all those things, you get them out in the phone call, and it's like, let's make a deal. So that's why I do email if I've tried to call them and I get all their voicemails. I'll leave them a voicemail and then I immediately follow up with an email saying, hi, this is Jill. I just left you a voicemail at this number. I'd love to. And here's what I do. My first thing, though, I'd still like to talk to them first. This is good. Is there a time that we can talk? I don't want to put it right out there because it's too easy for them to just go, delete and not understand my reasons why. So I'll say, hey, I'd love to talk to you about the signed purchase agreement you sent back. I have some questions. Kind of leave it at that. So then I can say it over the phone. So then when's the best time to reach you? Is there a better number? And then go from there. It's a great question, Jess. Hi, Martha. Glad you are here. All right. Hi, Chris Nelson. Question. Do our offer letters, yes, include some type of verbiage that we reserve the right to perform due diligence prior to closing that allows us to change our offer number, or how does that work? Excellent question. The answer is yes. So if you want to see our template offer letter, it's right now, it's available. You can go to offers and the number 2 owners.com, go to our direct mail website and go to forms, and there's a land seller template and you can look at it right there. So on page 1, it's 2 pages what we send out. Page 1 is kind of an introductory letter about who we are, how we got the information. So, and that calms people down right there. Hey, it's this public information through the county assessor. Here's who we are. This is my company, and this is why we do this. And then page 2 is a purchase agreement. I want to buy your property. And then at the bottom, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things. This is all contingent on, this passing, all these different tests. There's an expiration date on there, and that's not a hard date, but that's just to try to invoke some sense of urgency for them, like, okay, do we want to do this or not? This guy's giving me this offer for 90 days kind of thing. So yes, you can totally get out of that. So it's no problem. It's a really good question. Hi, Christopher Ingram. It's a great info. Thanks for this. Did I see something about being able to pre-order from offers to owners? We have made that available. I'm going to let offers to owners chime in here on this thread because I'm not 100% positive if it's available on this special that's going on right now. So we will, when offers to owners pipes in, I'll put it on the screen here for everybody. Excellent question. Hello, Blake Dalton. Nice to see you here. Blake said, for newbies, you will get so much insight. Oh, yeah. On the Thursday member calls, value packed every week. I'm about to go big on my first mailer after tuning in every Thursday. Super excited and confident after all I have learned from the group. Thank you so much. So that's so true. Every Thursday we have a weekly member call where it's Stephen and I for hour or two. We hang in there till we get through everybody's questions. We do anything you want to ask. Plus, would you do this deal? We pull up review properties. We talk about pricing. We talk about mailers. We talk about dealing with sellers. We talk about anything, even business things, growing your business, hiring personal assistants, when you should do that, all kinds of things. So if you want, thank you for bringing that up, Blake. If you ever want to be a fly on the wall and have one free invite to our weekly member call, they're Thursday afternoons at 3:00 Pacific time. Just send a note to my team at support@landacademy.com and they'll get you. You can get an invite into the call. And it's so great you'll get to see the deals that we're all doing. It's really cool. It's a closed call and they're recorded and shared with all the members. They go years back. It's really good. Hello, Martha Rivera. Martha said, what is your experience in working with realtors? Is it a good idea to target 365 plus days on market properties? So often, I don't think those are real. Every time I see a property that's 365 days or days on market 500, I question, because at 500 days, wouldn't you have changed the price or done something just to get rid of the property? So I'm not interested in it for that reason. Or two, I don't think it's real, and it might just be a listing that an agent leaves up so they get people calling in about it. Oh yeah, that one's sold, but I have this one or something like that. So working with realtors, I do not work on them on the buy side. If I have a property and there's a realtor involved, my opinion is, shucks, somebody got there first. I wish them well. I will only deal with sellers directly. If a seller tells me that it's listed with an agent, I will say, that's nice. That's separate between you two. So if they still want to work a deal with me, if they want to accept my offer and everything, that's great. I'm buying from you. So it's up to you to make sure that your agent gets paid and you take care of them, as you should, kind of thing. So that's how I feel with it. Now on the sell side, I do certain properties in certain areas. I have some phenomenal agents, brokers, but they're land guys. They're really like whitetail properties and things like that I work with a few there. And it's I've had great experiences there. And a lot of it is because they're very specific, unique properties, like a hunting property. And these brokers will show up, I'm not kidding, on horses, put a seller on a horse and ride the property with them to show them how great it is. They earn their percentages because they really know their stuff. So that's a good thing. Hello, Ozzy. I hope I said that. Lumley. I'm a fairly new member and I haven't finished the education due to my computer breaking down. That's okay. I understand. Is Craigslist, eBay, and Facebook Marketplace still a good place to sell land? Everywhere. I want you to put your property out there everywhere. So that's one of the things about what we have learned over the years. One of the huge benefits that Stephen and I share to you is that we've made a lot of mistakes. We've done a lot of things wrong. Stephen's been doing this since the 90s. I came along a little over 10 years ago, and we've figured out all kinds of things. That's how we know data and pricing and picking a county and selling. And what I want you to do, Ozzy, when you get in and further into the program and you get to the selling part of it, you'll see, I want you to just make a system, whether it's a spreadsheet or you're using, a CRM to track your properties. You're going to put it everywhere. I want it on your website. I want it on the Land Academy member selling website. I want it on LandPin. I want it on, throw it on Craigslist. I want it on Facebook. I want it on Twitter. I want it on Instagram. Dream it up. Nowhere is crazy to sell property. You just got to get it out there. That's the thing. And when you do these, especially like Facebook, some places will let you market the property in a certain geographic area. That's huge. So if you've got a dreamy Georgia hunting property, you better be draw a circle around that area and make sure you get it into all the Hunters of Georgia Facebook groups. And that's how you'll sell a property. So great, great question. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Luke Mitchell. I appreciate it. Loving Land Academy. Tremendous value from Jack and Jill. Thank you. Oh, hi, Marilyn. Marilyn said, hello from Colorado. Are there any special considerations when you buy a church-owned property that is incorporated? We are doing an in-house close. And have you ever requested a statement of authority from sellers? We have done church documents and I have self-close. I'm sure I've done both. I'm trying to think about it here. So it depends on the dollar amount. If you're comfortable, usually it's under, $5,000 or $10,000. Many of us feel comfortable closing ourselves if all the due diligence checks out perfectly. This one might be one too that you might reconsider. If you're having some questions about it, I will go through title if I'm not 100% positive, because then it's worth it. Yeah, I'm going to pay $1,200 for it, but I know it was done right. So usually the church will have some documents that they will provide for you, telling you, the incorporation, who's supposed to sign, the board members and all of that. I always ask for all those documents up front so that I know that I'm doing it right. And again, if there's any question, I don't mess around with it. I just go through escrow, and because I'm going to sleep well. Again, I know it's done right, and it's sometimes easier because they're collecting all the documents, not me. It's a good question. Hello, Ozzy. Ozzy says, no, you guys don't recommend Google phone line for new members. So what are members using? Well, here's what I want. I want you to have a phone number that you can own for the rest of your life, because people are going to get these offer letters and they may not want to sell right now. They're still doing okay, but they're going to file them away, Ozzy, and they're going to call you 6 months from now, maybe 3 years from now. I've got calls 10 years from now, and I want you to have that same phone number to find you. So I want you to use a phone service where you own the phone number. That's my only requirement. So let's see. Oh, all right. Chelsea said, what's your best piece of advice to a newbie? Ooh, okay. My best piece of advice, and this comes from a lot of talking to a lot of new members and a lot of consulting calls. And it is, don't let yourself get in your own way. It's sometimes some of the things that we share and talk about in Land Academy seem counterintuitive. You're like, how can this possibly work? But trust me and trust all of us. Now you can see, we've been Land Academy's been around now for 5 years, going on 6 years. So we have not only do we have a good track record, you can see with the hundreds of members, like, all right, there's obviously something here. So you just got to not get in your own way and follow our steps, and we'll get you there. And one new thing too, I want you to really consider about, if you have a problem that that you are not good at taking action, you need a little extra help, that's coming for you, Chelsea. Actually, it's being worked on right now by Steven. He's creating, and I'm not sure what parts I will be helping with yet, but he's creating a whole accountability separate program for those who want it. It's going to be optional. They just, you really want some extra attention and getting you through and getting you going. It's coming. So really good question. Oh, and here we go. Thank you, offers to owners, to answering back that question we had earlier. Yes, so if you want to prepay and get the Spooky 11 or whatever, I think it's Spooky 11, Treat 11, excuse me, Spooky 13, Treat 11, that's it, and get the 11% off and prepay for some mailers for offers to owners, you sure can. Go for it. What's also nice too, that when we first started offers to owners, we didn't really have the bandwidth to handle it, but now we can. If you want to send them like I do, send them 20,000 scrubbed units ready to go and say, hey, I want you to drop 1,500 a week or 1,500 every other week, something like that. You can do that. And it's so nice because then it's in a system. You have to think about it and you just put on your calendar, okay, 6 weeks from now, I got to pick another county or I got to tweak this, whatever it is, pull some more data and get it ready again. So you only have to do it a couple times a year, not, every mailer. Just see here. You're welcome. What's Martha say? Martha says, in the meeting. Oh, in the meeting late. Awesome. Are you giving away the free mailers for a year? It's 50-cent mailers for a year. And yes, so what do we have to do to enter the giveaway? I will show you. Very good question, Martha. Let me get back to that here. Because Martha, you are a member. If I correctly. It's like I went one page too far. Here we go. Okay. So here we go for you, Martha. Let me make me small there. All right. And I'll take this off the screen. For anyone who's a member and late to join, here's the scoop. Okay. Guys, still got a little bit while this webinar is going. We're here on live on Facebook and YouTube. So 2 members, so you have 2 chances to win, will get 50-cent mailers for a full year. So what you need to do is, give some helpful comment or ask a question here, which I think you already did, Martha, in the chat. I want you to share this link somewhere in a non-Facebook group or a non-Land Academy group, I should say. Facebook, yes, not Land Academy. Email my team, letting them know you did those things, support@landacademy.com. And then we're going to have a drawing next Thursday at our weekly member call on the 29th. Excellent. All right, let's see. Yep, and you are a member. Thank you so much. I think I am all caught up. I really hope this was beneficial. This has come up a lot in our community because it happens darn near every mailer. You realize, shucks, I came in too high. I offered too much. It's not that great. How am I going to break it to this guy? And I hear members that are stumbling and not getting the outcome that they want, or just losing the deal altogether. So I'm happy to answer more questions later on. Just put them in landinvestors.com, which is our online community. You can just put a little note in there. Hey, Jill, I have a follow-up question, and because I want to share it with everybody. Thank you for joining me. I am Jill DeWit, and along with my partner, Stephen Jack Butala, we are Land Academy. Again, coming to you from pretty Park City. I'm so happy to be here. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Good luck on all the drawings and all the contests. Bye.